We love to play and dance with you in a dance of question and answer or statement, in whatever way you feel you would like to co-create or share with us in this here and now of your time. How can we be of assistance to you?
Hello, Arjun.
Hello again.
Thank you so much for communicating with us in this way. It's really such a joy and blessing, and I want to thank you, first of all. It's amazing.
And we thank you all for being such beautiful and unique facets of all that is, for we are too very deeply enjoying this and learning from each other as we are co-creating.
Thank you so much, and I would like to deepen this learning and deepen my own channeling abilities, and I've been working with different star races, and I'm just wondering if in a similar way to this channel now, if I have a specific incarnation that I could connect with that would deepen this process for me in some way. And
there are several. First row that you are aware of, as far as we understand, is Pleiadian.
Yes.
Yes. They're smiling at you now.
Okay. Is there a name that I could use to call upon?
For the Pleiadian parallel life?
Yes.
That you are closest to?
Yes.
Have you meditated on this before?
Yes.
What sound came through, dear one?
I don't remember.
Yes, you do. Take one more minute. Remember the sound.
Is it a name?
No, we are asking you for the sound first, for specific reasons.
Just get the sound ah.
Yes, and thank you. You see, we can just give you that name, but we would be taking away that wish from you that you have to learn and to receive yourself this information, you see.
Yes.
So, it is. Now you have one sound.
Yeah.
Do you have another sound joining that one?
Na. Na.
Ana.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go further than that?
Anama.
Another sound. Reach within.
Anamaso. What is this?
Take your time, breathe in. Go to your heart.
Okay.
Ana. Think crown chakra.
Anaman. Aname.
Closer.
Okay. Anai.
There you go.
Okay, thank you.
Joy on both sides.
I'm wondering if there's any hybrid children that I have present working with me now.
Well, jumping from one to the next, aren't we?
Okay. Okay. I have a lot of things I'm curious about. Are you suggesting perhaps there's not enough focus here?
Anai still
Anai.
connecting with you.
Yes.
On your heart chakra level.
Okay.
Breathe into that if you like.
Yes.
Take a little moment for that. Reuniting, that is so precious. Now, of course, we're not withholding anything from you.
Of course. Sometimes I just, jump too quickly. Too quickly.
There's no too quickly.
Okay. I'm very grateful to meet Anamaya's energy in this way.
Which is asking from you to stay on your spot a little longer in general.
Yeah.
So we are just reflecting back to you, which is one of this guide's primary themes to play out with you now, do you see? a message that wants to be seen first for you right now, where you are right now in your life.
Mm-hmm.
To stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So much for this beautiful interaction.
You are so loved. You are so welcome. If you wish to play more with the children, they are there for you. But we recommend you take one little moment with yourself there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yes.
We thank you so much.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hi.
And hello to you. How are you?
Well, thank you. Very happy to be here.
Thank you for being.
I have a question about physical health. What I can do to help heal. Already working on it, but if there's anything to be said around, I've never, the physical challenge that I'm facing. That I already know can be healed, but was wondering if I could get any insight on that, if there is any to be had.
Do you wish to go into more specifics?
Sure. Well, now I'm embarrassed.
Speak in the words that feel comfortable to you.
Okay.
You can even use symbols if you like.
You mean gestures or okay. There's a growth in my body.
Yes.
That has been a cause of pain, and now I have an awareness about it. So I'm inquiring about why it's here and how to release it and what I'm to learn from it. So I'm already on the path. I just had a desire to see if there was something more that I could do to heal.
When did you start experiencing the pain, the physical pain of this?
Over this past year.
Can you pinpoint the first moments where you started to notice it? More or less, like a month?
Not really. In the past 2 years, it started periodically coming, and then more so in the past year, monthly. So not all the time, but just around cycles.
Are you in a relationship?
Yes.
How would you describe the energy, frequency of your relationship at this moment?
Beautiful, good, healing, friendship, safety. I can probably give more information about where I think that it's related, if that is helpful. In other relationships.
In another relationship?
Yeah. In my family, both my parents went sick a year ago, and my father passed, and so there's this caretaking that had to happen, where I sort of gave of myself, like too much.
Do you feel you're still doing this?
Yes, but beginning to let go.
It's related to that. This is why we were asking about your relationship. As very clearly it is pointing at your interaction with other people. And not releasing enough of the emotions that stirred up within you. That interaction. Holding it in. Connected to pathways that do have to do with detoxification, and and not being able to let it all out. You see, overstimulating that area, causing thus the growth. Something that seems to be going out of proportion. Do you see? So this is what we read is the cause, the root of this. In the recent 2 years.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a question? Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
That was a statement.
Oh, it was. Okay.
But we are still reading, still scanning.
Okay.
For that is how it has chosen to manifest throughout the last 2 years. But there have been more manifestations starting around puberty in the same area. Other complaints, correct?
Yes, correct.
So we are sensing that the behavioral pattern of taking upon you more than is actually yours to carry started around and about there. Within the family, but also very much within relations.
Very accurate.
Needing confirmation from the other end and not being entirely sure whether it was a safe place to be in. Does that resonate with you?
Yes.
Can you work with, or have you been working up until now with that part within you that has been heard, has chosen to walk that path of learning that you call heard? Have you been working with that parallel past version of yourself, the healing of her? Have you focused on that?
A little bit, but not as specifically as what you just described in the younger year, and what's resonating for me. But starting to get help with that.
It would benefit you greatly if you would like to play with this. To start in a sense there, for you will be taking out the weed at the root. You see, for what is happening now is nothing more than just an acceleration of what was started there. The growth is more of an exaggerated response to the same theme that is still playing out. And because you are so ready to really get the point now of this message, your higher mind has been sneakingly behind your back whispering to your body, how about you take a turn and tell her? You see? And now your body has taken that invitation and starts to speak a little clearer, something that you can't just shove off the table and ignore as you could when you were a teenager, when you were in your 20s, beginning, middle, and late. As we see with several people, you have been playing around this theme, dancing around this theme. And they have all been beautiful and perfect mirrors for you. But now it's time for you. Because you do not have to do this anymore. You have got the point. There is assistance in this for you if you like. And you do energy work.
Yes.
Can you multiply, in a sense, the effects, if you like, before you sleep by sleeping on your back. Before you fall asleep, lay on your back. Shape your hands triangular on the area of the body that is affected, and send energy in that area, the triangle, embracing the part that you want to receive the attention. Sending a blue luminescent light there, breathing it into that location, into the center of the triangle. Can you picture that?
Yes, absolutely.
And then have that spot enlarging with every out breath. More blue in, bigger without, until you are wrapped in a bubble of blue light. And you can repeat that as often as you like, while having in your mind, keeping in your mind that teenager version of you, and have that light shine on her as well, and take away that illusion that she needs confirmation from the outside to be who she really is. And that she is not free to let go of her irritations, her complaints, let's say her preferences. She can speak her preferences whenever she likes, and she does not have to be afraid of what that will do with the environment. For when she does, and when you do, you will be the teacher that you already know you are. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
By granting yourself that freedom of speech, you are granting those around you to choose, if they want to resonate on your frequency with you, on that frequency of free speech with you. They don't have to, but they can choose that. And you're only offering them that fair chance by speaking up first, by being the whole true version of you first. And you will attract those around you that resonate with you being your whole true version. And you will laugh.
Yay.
You may have so much fun. There will be moments that you would almost pee your pants. And then you'll be finally letting go. You see, there is so much love for you here. Can you play with this?
Yeah.
We thank you for being, for playing.
Thank you so much.
We thank you so much.
So much goodness. Thank you.
Arjun?
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question about my dream.
Yes. Your dream.
Yeah. Or it's a bit of an experience. I don't know if it's a dream. Because sometimes I've been awake. And it's, I feel in one moment that I am as big and heavy as a mountain, and at the same time as thin as paper.
Paradoxically.
Yeah. And yeah, so then I also just feel very big and very small, and it makes my heart race as it is now. And there's often, the beginning is me being in a white room with a white chair and zooming into it as fast as I can and going out, so in and out, in and out.
Of the room?
No, the distance between me and the chair, the focus.
And you end up in it, or you're just close to it?
Just close to it. And I'm not really ever sure what is happening, other than the experience. So from the chair, it morphs into me then visualizing myself as being big. I will look at my fingers or experience my fingers as being very dense and large. And it's just overall a very uncomfortable feeling. And I'm not, it happens, I would say, a handful of times, starting when I was a child, and then again recently, and it's gotten a little more real. So I'll still feel it when I open my eyes. And I believe one time it got to the point where I was going into space, and there was nothing and nobody around me, and the space around me just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, until I freaked out because I was so scared of the vastness of it, and I would wake up or try and get out of that state. And I was wondering if there's any clarity or any message of what that is, potentially.
You're speaking to yourself. You're choosing a language of images, in a sense, that translates a part of your higher self that is speaking to you, whispering to you. And now speaking up a little bit more to you through this dream, with the intensity of it, you see, as you have become more ready to hear the message, to understand it on a deeper level, on a more conscious level. The room, in a sense, is a dimension between dimensions. Do You understand? Like a waiting room.
Mm.
The chair is a neutral space. Were you to sit down in it, the room would be yours to control. You understand?
Yes.
You could go to any level of experience that you would wish to go to. Reread, there is, or has been from your rational mind's level, a fear to take a seat in that chair and travel between the different dimensions that are all you. You have been playing with all these facets, but there is a shadow part there. Do you fear a part of your intuitive life?
Absolutely.
Have you been resisting it
Absolutely.
in your daily life?
I would say most of my day is filled with fear. So yes, the answer is yes.
When you are aware of this fear being there most of your days, can you explain to us what you think is causing that, how you have created that for yourself? If you wish to share.
Can you ask it in a different way?
What do you think is causing the fear?
Well, I think perhaps it's responsibility.
For
my potential.
the responsibility for your potential. Because if you step into it, what will happen, you think?
Well, there's a part of me that knows that I create my reality, that I create everything around me. Everything that is around me now is happening inside. I'm ready to change and shift, and so I've called this into my life. The more I accept that, the more responsibility that is for me to take. That all the fear, all the anger, I'm also creating.
That is the feeling that is translating in your dream as being very heavy and very light at the same time.
Yes.
You are aware of it being both.
Yes.
And you're moving in and out of it real quick. The paradox, the tension, the fear that arises in the dream is the illusion that you have to pick a place, a position to be in. But both are happening simultaneously all the time anyway.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
When you realize that also your anger, your fear, whatever seems to be an obstacle in the outside world is also you.
Yes.
There is no blame there. There is no judgment. You didn't do anything wrong. You're observing the reflection of it, the reflection of it, as you are the source of it. When you think you do something wrong, it's like somebody from outside comes and shoves it under your nose and says, "Look what you did."
Yes.
There is no such person. There is no such person unless you create yourself to be that person. Telling yourself, "Look what you did." You see?
Yeah.
Now, can you play with this? Can you see that part of you that has been speaking to you up until now in that manner? Can you picture, in a sense, a little double-ish version of yourself on your shoulder? Every time that something containing the slightest amount of resistance pops up into your reality, goes, "Look what you did." Can you see that little devilish version of yourself? It's just a costume. Halloween, Halloween. Picture that part of yourself and give it a big hug. And say, "Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out to me. Well, yes, I can see that. And that's okay. I can play with that. Thank you for pointing it out, because the pointing it out puts you right in the center, puts you right in the center of that creation, you see. It wakes you up from the dream that you're all co-dreaming. You see your outside world, You notice it with a part of you that realizes that you are both creator, receiver, and creator of that world in this life as you have chosen it to live it from this perspective. And with the pointing it out to yourself, you just took a step away from it. That is a beautiful thing. That is you waking up. That is not something you did wrong. And because you're so incredibly close to that center point of creation, to the overview of all that is you and all that is happening, that's why you have this dream. That's why you call in a very strong translation of that energy. Black, white, but really you're gray, you're right in the center. And you can sit down on the chair and relax and travel to every layer of overview that you wish to have upon any situation that you created for yourself, whether it was by default or per intention, you see, as far as you were aware of. We would say, if you like, find a cuddly name for that devil's version of yourself and start playing with her. Do some boogie woogie with her. And the next time you think, look what I created, and there is this part of judgment in it. Oh no, what have I done? See that with that realization, you actually took a step on the ladder up so you could look down on the situation and have the overview. You're giving yourself wings, you're giving yourself freedom to play with whatever it is you think you have created for yourself. You see? Does that make any sense? Can you play with that?
Absolutely.
Then we thank you so much for your question.
Thank you as well.
And we wish you very relaxed sitting down in that beautiful white chair that you have put up there for yourself.
I might create an ottoman to put my feet up to.
That would be absolutely perfect.
Thank you.
We thank you so much. We love you so much. And you may think you're a dreamer, but you are not the only one. Had to throw that in.
I love that.
We've been playing with a lot of your artists and musicians, you see. And they with us. Some happy co-creatings.
Arjun?
Yes.
Let's see what question I will ask. I will ask about him, who's in the other room right now.
Yes.
He has a gout attack right now, and wondering if there's any insight or wisdom or remedies for helping him ease his pain in his foot.
We are present. We have been from the start of this communication with your partner. A scan has been made. He's been stepping on the gas a little bit much lately.
Literally.
Running around very fast. His body is asking him to take that a little step back. Would you communicate this to him? It would arrive. The message would arrive, is what we sense. Do you understand?
Yes.
Little practical side way that he might want to consider to play around with to support the release of that specific kind of tension that has built up in the body and finds its release through the foot right now. Nettle tea. are you familiar with the plant?
Yes.
Would support the rebalancing of this specific theme. It is that energy that wants to be rebalanced. The plant supports the rebalancing of that energy that he's been building up. It's kind of steam, you see. And the stepping on the gas and the rushing mode build that up in the system as well. It's just finding its way to the ground, trying to ground itself, leave the body actually. You understand? Furthermore, nothing needs to be done. It is simply that. And his body's becoming more and more sensitive to any imbalances that are occurring in his life. As on a higher plane, he has decided to keep up with you. You understand? And you've been inviting him to speed up on that level. Now there's still some rebalancing going on as to how that should translate in the physical world as in comparison to the spiritual world. You're going ing, and he's going ing. You see? Where you both can go ring. And that is kind of what's being translated right now. You get this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Didn't translate in any other words.
I understand.
We thank you so much.
Thank you.
We wish you happy playing with that.
Yes.
There is assistance working on his foot as well as we speak.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.
You're so welcome, and thank you for being.
Thank you for being.
With so much joy.
May I add an addition question?
Yes.
Any imbalances that you sense or scan in me right now that I could remedy with certain dietary changes, or I'm already making changes, but just wondering anything else that could be added? Or behavior adjustments?
Apart from some lack of sleep. No comments.
No comments. Okay.
Sleeping in a little more often, yay.
Awesome.
Take your time to integrate all that you're doing. You're shifting a lot very quickly.
Yeah.
Like said before. We do not see any other things that need to come through this channel at this time, for you have received this information already.
Thank you.
And we thank you for receiving.
Thank you.
Thank you. We thank you all for being, for dancing with us in this first half of your question and answer. And we are looking forward fondly to dance with you some more a little bit later down your timeline. There is so much love here for you. We are one. Namaste.
Namaste. Soup, if anyone wants soup, that Wieteke
We went so far out, we come back and we're so advanced that we dropped the names. Like,
I lost my soup and my phone.
And it is through that doorway that we are dancing with you, because we are back and we welcome you again in our presence, and we are rejoiced with yours. As you are all presents to us.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for being. Do you all feel refreshed and nourished again after your break?
Yes, thank you.
Who wants to dance with us?
Okay, I have another question.
Okay.
I would love to talk about mixed frequencies.
Yes.
I understand it. As in, when in a very vague way at first, in a way that can benefit everyone, and understanding this, when I seem to get closer to what I want, then I realize that I'm afraid of what I want, and this nervousness and this fear comes.
Yes.
And so, how would you suggest going about resolving this in general?
In general, we would say to any one of you that nervousness is your excitement that is increasing, that is pushing against the walls of your heart, that knows it is ready to expand. And the closer you get to that which you've been longing for, the more excited you get to actually arrive there, you see. To allow that in is what we would say. And it is only your mind that has some final things to say about it that is often warping that excitement into anxiety. As you are not yet completely, or you have not yet completely decided to face these belief systems that you have still lingering around concerning that topic. Often that is the case.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case. Just hearing that makes me feel a lot better and more at ease.
Well, thank you so much.
Arjun.
Do you feel you can play with that? Or is there a specific
There is a specific thing.
warped enthusiasm that you want to speak about?
We've already spoken a little bit about it in the past session, so I'm just not. And I think I really understood a lot about how relationships always bring this perfect reflection, mirror of my own vibration.
Yes.
And I can't necessarily think of what more to say other than that I still have this feeling of like, oh, I want this, but I'm anxious about it because I don't. And I see it very clearly, like, okay, I just need to be my natural self, and when I am, there's actually nothing to worry about.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For that is truth, that is your heart speaking, that is your higher mind speaking to you.
Yeah. Okay.
It is only the mind. When the mind starts to bring in its piece of thought.
So when the mind begins to bring in
Doubt, concern.
So we just come right back to the heart.
We would say, look at that. What is it that the mind has to say?
Yeah.
You see, this is why with that earlier question about the white chair and taking your place in it, and then picking your own level of overview, you could say, from which you wish to respond to the circumstances as you observe them, as you have created them for yourself in your life. Look at that from that white chair. That is your centered, focused self that knows both worlds simultaneously, the reflection and the inner, the source, the creator, room that you are. You create that world outside of you and get to know it through reflection on your conscious level, the way you're playing this game right now. When you get that reflection of resistance, when you feel that anxiety, when getting closer to your goal, your desire, it is merely showing you there are just these few last little remnants of belief systems that do not align with you, that want to be seen. And we would say, speak with that. speak with that little part of you that brings it maybe with such a nasty, nagging voice, but at least it brings it, you see?
Absolutely.
So we would say, take that gift, unwrap it, and see what's in it, what's really in it. And often it's fear, it's the idea of something depending on that, or the idea that if you do not reach your goal, now you're so close to it and you may not reach it, then what? You will never ever be given another chance. Often it is this kind of belief systems we see that you have chosen to play with, you see, that make it so heavy for you to take these last steps towards your goal. And then you quickly decide to take a left or a right turn because it's just too painful to see these last little things. But if you would look at them and pierce through them, you will see what wants to be seen next. And it might very well be you getting to that point within yourself where you can finally allow in with ease and without anxiety what wants to be received, that wants to be hugged by you. Because you know what is you. You are all moving from your heart to what you know is more of you, will extend you more, expand you more. So you can breathe in deeper and let go more of that which no longer serves you. You can let that go and let in what is already you. For every time you arrive at your goal, you have just walked yourself home more. You see, that's why it feels so good. And that's why very often when people start to finally do what they really love, once they do it, it feels like they've never done anything else. You come home into that which you already know you are. You see. Can you play with that?
I
you
would
see
love to play with
how
that.
even that relationship is already there within you.
Yeah, thank you, Arjun.
You
Very
are
helpful.
so welcome. You are so loved.
Arjun,
Yes.
can you share anything with us about how to let people we love have their own path, and how to release from their pain or their journey? Just anything you can say about what we live out with people that might be of the past, or agreements we've made with them to stay with them in pain, or anything about letting go? I don't know. I'm not sure what the question is.
We could say in general, to those who feel burdened by the pain of another being in general, that this only happens when you, we're gonna just say it kind of blunt here, when you judge that. Basically, this is where it comes down to. Just to paint a clear picture for you. When you observe somebody else in a suffering state as you observe it, the idea that that is not supposed to be there is you blocking your observation in your energy body. So the situation that you're taking in is not flowing through you. It's not flowing through you. It stays stuck somewhere. And that's what people sometimes translate as the feeling that another person is sucking energy from them. Yet that is not the case. Your energy is always flowing. Nobody else can throw a stick in your wheel and make it stop spinning. You make it stop spinning. You put that stick in your own wheel by judging what you see and what you believe should not be there. You see, when you observe that suffering and understand that it is a reflection of a part within you, then you can love it and send compassion. We're not saying cheer in that sense. We're not saying, we are carefully picking this translation as we understand how your society may interpret this. We do not condone suffering, you understand? We're not saying promote it. We're saying breathe with it, be with it, understand that that is you, and understand from your own deepest and inner knowing, capital K, that you can choose to trust in the self-healing ability and the learning and knowing ability of that other person. And as you trust in that for them, you trust in that for you, and it can flow through. And you do not create a block in the observing of suffering over there within yourself. That is what we would like to say about that, mainly.
That was very helpful. Thank you.
Can you play with that?
Yes.
Thank you so much for
you.
flushing through. It is all part of your flow. It is all part of the river that you all together co-create. Understand that those who live the idea of so much resistance, that it is often being perceived as deep suffering, as pain, they are also your teachers. And you are perceiving them because you know there is still a part of you that wishes to learn how to deal with that idea. For everything eventually is an idea. You're playing out dreams, you're playing out ideas. You know you can grow from all of that, from the way you choose to perceive all of that, to process all of that. And the opener you can be like your flower, receiving the sun, letting it flow through every single cell. The more you will see that the sunlight is part of the flower. The flower and the world are one. The flower is connected to the earth, is it not? It lives off the earth, it lives off the air. It is a child of both. And so are you. And you are looking at yourself. And the more you can love the whole of that, the more you can love the whole of who you are. And eventually, those little things that want to be seen, once they've been seen, no longer will feel the need, you could say, to pop up in your manifestation, and they will silently sneak away. Just go on their merry way and pop up for those that are still learning something about that. You see?
Arjun?
Yes.
Hello again.
Hello again.
My question is, it's actually about a past partner of mine.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if there's any more to our contract, and if there's not, how can I release and just, well, let's get to the first one first. First part.
What do you believe your contract was about?
Well, when we came together, we talked about and got a clear visual that we both remember making an agreement to meet in this lifetime.
Yes.
We met, and there's a part of me that has it's so concrete in me that we're gonna meet again and meet again. and I don't know in what capacity.
These are open contracts, you know.
Yes.
Do you feel obligated by that idea?
Yeah. Almost like I have to. Because I think I've said it and I've seen it. And it was repeated so many times between the both of us.
And you have seen more previews of things in your life apart from with this partner, haven't you?
Yes.
Do you understand that when you see into these possibilities, that you are just tuning yourself into that specific possible future road?
Absolutely.
And do you understand that that is just one light thread out of many, 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 many
Oh yes.
that are all available to you?
Yep.
So when you keep repeating, thinking of him and then tuning into that agreement, you are re-agreeing on it for yourself. And the more resistance you feel to that idea, the more it will feel like an obligation. Blessings from all to the universe. Do you understand?
I do.
Does that make it feel a little lighter?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, I can feel that particular question has been answered, and I feel lighter within it. But it also just birthed a new idea, which is which path do I choose?
Whatever path feels best to you in any given moment.
All right, so day by day.
Second by second.
Second by second.
Literally.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Play with the options that are before you, especially when you feel for a little bit cornered by the circumstances as you perceive them in that moment. Lay them out before you, go into your child version and play with it. Shove it around. When you feel you have 3 or 4 options, write them down on pieces of paper, for instance. Shuffle them around and see if there is something fun that you could make out of that.
Alright.
You see?
Yes.
For instance, at any given hour of your day, you feel you really need to do grocery shoppings, call a friend or family member, and there is something you're looking up against. Something, an obligation. But you feel you do want to do it. Maybe you can go grocery shopping, get something that you really, really love and have been planning to make for a while, but have not granted yourself time to do that for a while, you see?
Yes.
And then while you get yourself that revel in the expectation of going to make that for yourself, call your friend, sit in the sun, take a moment for that.
And say, guess what? I'm gonna make it.
And then do what you feel is your obligation.
Yeah, I get to play.
With a playful attitude, yes. You see?
Yes.
Or after that you get to make it, yes.
Yeah.
You can treat yourself. You get the hang of this, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Almost no time to just sit here any longer.
Yeah, I want to go and shop.
We would say go.
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye. Whatever feels good to you in any given moment. Very much so. You see, there are no right or wrongs. And if you do catch yourself in a day where that just didn't really unfold the way you expected, be okay with that as well. Because that day is already behind you and you're moving forward, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you have an infinite amount of possibilities and chances to do it again. And you will get to a level that you cannot even imagine right here, right now, just yet. The amount of ease, the amount of flow that is available to you is beyond your comprehension at this moment, in this moment of your time.
Wow.
Yet it is there. If you just keep on following your heart and play. And do not insist on the answers to come right away in every single moment. When you put these possibilities in front of you, and there are just 4, for instance, and you see solutions for 3 but not for that one, just put it aside for a little while and trust, as you would trust for another person that is challenged by something, that they'll eventually learn and expand through the choosing of that experience. Trust for yourself that eventually the answer to that question will come to you as well. And as you play with the other 3 topics, the answer for the 4th will come. For it is that energy of riding the wave that opens up your attic door to all the answers so they can finally drop into that level where you can consciously understand them and play more with them. You understand?
Yes.
So play, play, play.
Play's gonna play, play, play.
Open up that window and let the sun shine in. How does that resonate with you? Or should we say, how does that sit with you?
Very well.
We thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much for playing.
It is our pleasure. We can just see her tearing up those contracts now. No such thing for all of you. We would like to add that to this topic. Karma is a chosen path. It is a chosen path. You can stay on it as long as you like, but you do not have to. You can change your mind in every single second. And as soon as you rise to a level where you have the overview on a certain circumstance and you see the pattern in that, you see the karma in it. Karma is a wheel, karma is a pattern, and as soon as you've got yourself to that overview position, you can choose, simply choose to step out of it. Nothing else, nothing more complicated than that needs to happen. No mystical ceremonies, no candles, no incense, no singing or chanting for days, for hours, for years. You just choose to no longer be in that pattern. You have seen it, you can leave it behind you. It is as simple as that. It is a chain and you can break it whenever you like. It is your chain. That's why you can break it whenever you like. You created it.
Wow.
You see.
Wow. Hello, Arjun, again.
Hello.
Oh, I have a question that's kind of relating to some other things that maybe as we could say old paradigm, as you just talked about karma, and it also in a lot of these old traditions I'm getting more specific about Kundalini Yoga. This has been a big part of my path and has brought me to some certain states and levels of consciousness, but then I felt began to hurt my body, to damage me because I was, for various reasons, and I'm just wondering if you see some purpose to this practice, or if there's other kinds of ways that we can use our body, use our breath that can also facilitate this kind of communication with the higher dimensional beings.
There are many ways to communicate with the higher dimensional beings, such as ourselves. This is not depending necessarily on doing tantric exercises. It is one way. We would say, stay with your own preference. And when you feel such a practice is beginning to manifest as painful in your reality, you might take that hint from your body and choose a different route. A little more ease for yourself. You see? Is there a possibility that you became a tiny bit rigid with yourself as you were in that practice?
Yeah, definitely. Tiny bit, yeah, very much so.
So your body was translated to you, but your mind was not willing to hear. You see? Now you could go back to that practice and make it a little bit more joyful and playful as you started out with it. again, or you could start to try something new, whatever resonates more with you now. Just understand that it is not just the only way. Nothing is depending on it, on anything really, ever, unless you tell yourself that is the case.
Yeah.
Can you play with that?
Yeah, I would love to play with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I'm wondering on your planet, do you do some sort of mind-body connection? Like, how do you connect with your bodies to raise your consciousness?
We are as much connected with our bodies as we can possibly be in every single moment. Thank you. There is no, in that sense, surge for that connection, as we do not choose to believe that that connection can actually be broken to begin with. We do celebrate being connected to our own bodies and celebrate that together by, for instance, breathing together. This is a very common technique, both in intimate relationships as well as friendships, you could say. Just breathing together.
But you don't do any kind of like yoga or...
Oh, we do exercise in many ways and play with our bodies. Yes, of course.
What is your exercise like?
We have yoga-like exercises. We love to combine sound with movement. So frequency can travel on all possible levels.
Okay.
Movement with breath. Understand that many of these exercises that have been taught by your guru teachers were received through people on our side.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
As the gurus downloaded this information for you, so you could get closer to the stars, closer to the universe that is within.
So was Yogi Bhajan working with any kind of extraterrestrial life forms?
Can you repeat that question, the first part?
Was Yogi Bhajan working with extraterrestrial life forms?
This is one of your teachers?
Yes.
Can you focus on that being for a moment so we can use your energy system to read into that?
Yes.
Yes.
Which race?
Sirius, primarily.
And he was aware of this connection, or it just happened?
Aware, didn't pinpoint.
That's beautiful.
We think so.
And so is there any exercise that sticks out from this practice that could be implemented in contact with other races that comes to you?
Repeat this question one more time.
Is there a specific exercise from this tradition that may further assist people in extraterrestrial contact?
If you have chosen this teacher to be one of your teachers, you can ask your heart, your higher mind connection, if there is any such practice for you specifically to deepen your connection to your guides with.
Thank you.
Now don't get rigid again.
Okay.
That will change in a day.
Great.
And it may be this exercise today and that exercise tomorrow.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
For you.
Okay.
We want to underline very clearly for every single one of you what feels most attractive to you in any single moment is your best tool. This is completely individual, and you all know your answers in these moments. But yes, you can play definitely with these roots, for instance.
Okay. Thank you so much.
We thank you so much.
That was really fun.
We have just like 3 minutes until we're ending, so.
Does anyone want to dance a little short tango?
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Where am I from? What's the closest match or closest or most DNA?
You are from Earth right now, as you have chosen to live a human life, have you not?
Yes.
There are some interstellar parallel lives overlapping that touch upon your frequency, you could say,
Okay.
in your energy body as a human being. This is your question, correct?
Yes.
Which ones are those?
Yes.
Understand that eventually you are all source, and source translates in many, many, many languages. But as you are a part of, at the same time, both are happening. You are a part of the kaleidoscope that source uses to translate, to manifest in every single moment. There are parts of that kaleidoscopic shape that overlap your core closer than other colors and shapes do in any given moment, yet they are there and are connected to you at the same time. You are constantly in this paradox, being all and being a part of all, being all and playing the idea of separation so that you can experience coming home back into all via, for instance, first your family members or angels or other connections that you feel you may have with the bigger picture. For you in particular, we feel, sense that you have been playing as well on the themes of Orion, Pleiades, Sirian, Sasani, the in-between hybrid rays. They do not wish to be pinpointed by any name yet, between Sasani and YahYel, the fourth. And some others, but they wish to speak to you themselves. This is what can come through this channel at this time for you now. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you.
You are so welcome. We thank you all for being. We thank you all for being. And we invite you to just for one last moment, make yourselves comfortable. And take 3 deep breaths in and out. While you pick a color, pick the first color that comes to your mind, that resonates with you now. Pick that color. And if you like, imagine yourself being hugged by a beam of light of that color, coming from the sky, shining down on you, embracing you completely. Now if you like, bring your attention to the center of the room, the center of this little circle that you are in, and feel the rainbow that you all are. See the colors come together in the center as they expand. Have that center in your mind become white. The white light of colors overlapping, finding each other, becoming one. And very gently picture for yourself this white light expanding, becoming bigger, and moving around you. And now there is a beam of white light hugging the entire circle that you're in. And you are still your own color, but you are also the white light. You are both. You are still your own color. And you are the white light, you are both. See this white light expand, expand, expand. Bigger than this house. Embracing this block. Embracing all people that are in it, as they are all still their own color, but also the white light. And imagine it expanding more and more at every breath. Embracing all that is, your state, your entire state, that part of your ocean, your oceanic friends. Always joyful to play with you in a co-creation like this. They too being their own color, but also the white light. And picture it expanding bigger and bigger all around your country. This huge part of the Atlantic Ocean. And now 1/3 over your planet. And with every breath, see it expand more and more, this beautiful white light. Halfway around your planet. Three-quarters around your planet, every human being their own color and the white light. Every being on your earth being their own color and the white light. As eventually, very gentle, it closes in on itself and your planet Earth is wrapped into this beautiful white light. And you're being invited to picture that little beautiful Earth planet spinning over or between your hands as you hold your hands up before you and picture your Earth spinning. You hold it very gently and send gold around it. Give this beautiful white light a golden glow if you like. Bless that Earth planet with this golden glow. And send all the love and compassion, warmth and gentleness into it. That you know is your truth, is your core. All the ease, the flow. And then, if you like, imagine this golden glow expanding throughout the universe as it touches everything around it. All other stars, all other planets without limitation. Further and further and further and further. And then picture this earth flowing into your heart. And as you find it in the center of your heart, understand that when it has reached its maximum expansion, it will flow back into itself, and you rediscover yourself now in that loop of infinity. For eventually all that you experience feeds back into itself. It is all you, it is all you. You are both the rainbow and the white light. And we thank you for dancing with all the colors that we represent. So much love. We are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow. 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 My favorite mantra. Wow. 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 Turn the camera on. Wow.